Hi everyone, welcome back to the Sedona International Film Festival 27. We are at the Sedona Performing Arts Center coming to you live. I want to give a huge shout out to all the sponsors, so look through the magazine because there were a lot of sponsors this year that made this festival happen at a different time of the year, and we're ever so thankful because I get filmmakers like this in my seat. And this film, hands down, is one of my favorites, I think, of the festival. And it's, what, 4 minutes, 5 minutes?
It's like 5 minutes and 56 seconds.
Yeah, it's a very short film, so please introduce yourselves and the film.
Sure. My name is Joshua Johnson. I'm a co-director of Monument.
And I'm Maupin, also co-director.
We have a clip we'd love to show you, so hang with us for just a second.
Distance where the whole globe was within one picture. It was an extraordinary realization, not only of the smallness of the planet, but its isolation. And there we are on it. And
are we getting close?
In the entire world was in that picture, except for the two.
We'll get there when we get there.
I wasn't prepared for it. I don't think anybody had actually said that they were prepared for it either. But somehow it really changed the attitude of people. Looking, suddenly we realized, we're there together and we're alone.
Our audiences are really going to love this. So would you like to, I don't know if you want to give it away, I know it's a short film, but would you like to tell the audience more about what's happening here?
Sure. I don't know if I want to give it completely away yet, but they're a family and they're kind of on a road trip to see something that's very precious, I would say, to the grandparents in the car. But, I think I'll just warn you at this. I'll give you a spoiler warning now. So go watch it before you see the rest of the interview, because you might as well watch it first. But they're in, going on a car ride to see one of the last trees on Earth that's preserved in a glass dome. And I think a lot of what Tim and I the genesis of the idea really just came from first, just like science and climate change is something that's very important to us. So a lot of times we're kind of concepting and thinking of ideas that's in our head. And so we were trying to think of a way that, be able to do that in a cinematic way, tell a story about that, but also kind of raise awareness with it in a not a pushy kind of way. Something that just kind of makes you think a little bit after you're done watching the film.
Well, it's also beautifully shot. I mean,
Thanks.
It's really well done. It's pretty, and it gives you the feels, like it hits you in the right spots. So whose idea was that?
I would say, both of us, we also knew, going into it, I have a background in visual effects, working on movies and commercials, doing that for 14 years. So I think visually we knew that we wanted to create something really strong visually, and I think that was also a challenge to have kind of minimal dialogue, but also create a very visual story, just using the visuals alone to really try to tell the story and the emotion through that.
And
so,
we were talking off camera about the mask. So this was all pre-COVID. You finished this before COVID ever hit.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What was the feeling when COVID hit and you've got this movie?
Well, what do we do with this? It's sort of like, we have, as you said, how does it fit into the world now? What do people think about when they see masks? It has obviously a completely different context, and so we had a lot of conversations around how to sort of present it and that sort of thing. But we feel like at the same time it also holds a strange power that maybe it didn't prior. So
that's exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. And to add to that too, it's just obviously, even though we weren't predicting COVID or anything, but just the fact that climate change actually does kind of affect how viruses outbreak as well. There's different things that connect, within everything. So it was one of those things when all of a sudden the masks became normal. We were like, what? Because we had stills from set, kind of with the cast and everything on the stairs with masks on, and thinking about trying to search for masks for props, the challenge of that.
Yes.
Whereas nowadays it's they're all over. So it's
they're
pretty,
everywhere.
It's pretty strange to think back on it like that.
I mean, I really feel like you guys were ahead of the curve on this. You were touched by something before this ever happened. So thanks for foretelling our future. Pay attention to this film. Yeah, but pay attention to this film, folks, because it really does show us something that we could be heading for. So I thank you for bringing this out. What are you wanting to do with this film? Where are you seeing it going?
Well, I think, after its festival run, we do anticipate, or we would really like to build kind of a strong online presence, a website, things like that, everything that kind of builds the world around it. And as we were discussing offline, just, potentially joining with other climate change groups and activism and things like that, just to use it to get the word out there. We feel one thing to add on from earlier is that we feel it does sort of hit a broad age range from just kind of the way it's shot and the way that there's different characters and things. So we're hoping that it will have a broad online appeal as well.
So it hasn't screened here yet. You're
Right.
screened. Do you know what days it's screening?
Tomorrow at 1 p.m. Today's Wednesday, right? Yeah, tomorrow
Yes.
1 p.m. And then Saturday at 7 p.m.
Okay, so you have 2 chances to see this one. It's a perfect short. It's perfect for Sedona and our mentality here in this community. I would highly recommend it. It's a really, really powerful short film once again. So thank you so much. And
you.
best of luck with this one. And please come back, do something else, and
We
come
will,
back to our
definitely.
festival. We'd love to have you
Thank
again.
you for having us. Yeah.
All right, stay tuned. We'll have another person in the seat right after this.